Hey YouTube, happy Saturday. I'm sorry you guys have missed your, I know Easter's, it's the most holy day, so certainly a big deal for a lot of families. A lot of little girls already got the little pink dresses made, and ladies got the Easter bonnets. Hopefully you guys got this Rona thing hit before you spend all that money on the Easter stuff. But anyway, so happy Saturday, people. What do I want to start talking about? First let me talk about, I want to give kudos to Phi Babe, because Phi Babe has helped me to understand something. Isn't that nice? See, you can learn from anybody, right? Because Phi Babe came on today. I watched her live, and she explained to me something I didn't know. She has a bump right in the center of her head, right? And what she explained in her live today was that this bump right here in the center of her head, it is a menstrual bump. She says that women get that bump in their menstrual cycle. I didn't know that. I mean, I'm not a woman, so I don't know a lot of womanly things. I was raised in a house full of women, but I've never heard that you get a bump in the middle of your head on your menstrual cycle. So she helped me. But she failed to explain to me why when Miss Tracy got the exact same bump on her head, it was a horn growing out of her head, a horn of plenty. They all made videos about this thing protruding from Tracy's forehead. So I'm trying to figure out, why is it a horn from Satan on Tracy's head? And then is something, a natural thing that comes with the menstrual cycle with Phi Babe. I mean, when I look at them, it's the same spot. So one thing, thank you, Miss Phi Babe, you've helped me. Because I never noticed that much really, but you guys have been talking about horns on heads for a while. So now I see, okay, that's something to do with a menstrual cycle. It's a natural thing with a woman. It doesn't explain why the other women don't have them. And it doesn't explain why Tracy's is a horn. And yours is something akin to a beauty or nature mark. Just saying. So while I was on there, I watched almost the whole video, which I don't do. I don't do these 2-hour videos, right? But I see something else, a strange occurrence on that video. I saw that once again, Miss Phi Babe has come for her compadre, Jay Wilson. Apparently, Miss Phi Babe was not satisfied with this interview that Jay Wilson did with this Rita, the baddest roaster, in that situation they had a few days ago. I talked about it a little bit, but I'm not really following that story. But she's not satisfied with it. She went off on Jay Wilson once again. And I'm trying to think out, why? Why does this dude who comes back at everybody always bow down to Phi Babe? What does she have on him? She implied again today that she has something on him. He didn't want none of her because she has something on him that is so horrible. In fact, she said that it will make Timothy Blaine climax. Ugh. So my mind began to wonder. Climax. What is the sexual connotation? I can't say anything sexual about Jay Wilson. And I certainly can't see anything sexual about Phi Babe because she's a woman. So what could those two do together that would make me climax, me have a sexual discharge? I start staring. As I was pondering this, I was watching that hairdo she's been sporting. I said, that seems familiar. You know what? All the dominatrix, a lot of them. If you go to Pornhub or one of those porn places, you'll see the dominatrix. These are the women who whip men, paddle them, and humiliate them. And they many times get paid to do this to them. But it's not strictly an act of prostitution, because many times they do this with their wives or their girlfriends. They are the submissive person in this sexual encounter they have. The dominatrix, the dominating woman, right? So most of us will say, well, she is a dominating woman. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe this bisexuality Jay Wilson spoke of and not really ever acted out. We never saw any bisexual in him. Perhaps That's what she has on him. He likes a certain kind of woman when he's been a bad boy. Between her with this dominatrix hairdo, you know, they always have it tied back in there like they're the empress, you know, the queen or whatever, and he's to bow down and the whole thing, whatever. But I'm wondering, when she was in that San Antonio for a couple of days, we evaluated what went on with the men, and we kind of came to the conclusion that probably nothing happened with the men. But what was the secret? Something that she took away from that weekend that would so humiliate him and so make me so happy that I would cream all over myself. What could it have been? Could it have been that she is his dominatrix? Is that why he always bows down to Phi Babe? She's went off on him again, called him all kind of names and everything else. He never comes back. He always says, I like Phi Babe. I like Phi Babe. So I'm wondering, wait a minute. This girl has come for him at least 4 times. Right before Atlanta, she went off on him terribly. Challenged him. He bowed down. Today, she checked him, humiliated him. So far, no rebuttal whatsoever. All he used to come back and say, well, I'm not going to fight with Phi Babe. Whackata, whackata, whackata. You're right. That probably would have made me cream myself. If I saw Miss Phi Babe in thigh-high black boots with that hairdo, one of them bustier things, you know how they tie them underneath the breast and lift them way up. Oh, whackata. Yes, mistress. Yes, mistress. I don't know about a climax, but I would certainly laugh myself into a frenzy. Right? I can't understand why. I mean, I don't understand what it is. She says it's something so huge. She has such information on him. They were there in San Antonio for a couple of days. In Atlanta, they were in the same hotel room. I don't know. That's something that stays real down low, though. Men who play those kind of games, the last thing in the world they want to get out. That's almost like having a gay affair, having a relationship with a dominatrix. We know Phi Babe flirts. She flirts with a lot of people. How do we know something didn't happen between those two? It was never considered. It was never considered. But all we know is that she has something that is so secret that only the two of them know. And it could destroy him. And he is so intimidated by this information that she has. He will never come back at her. Never. Today, she laid out the rules. Said she's taking off the gloves with him. Not a peep. So we'll see. Is it I Dream of Jeannie? Or is it wagata, 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 quack, quack, bow down, slave? Is it one of those situations?